Yeah, but notice what happens overnight. Most of the steadier rates are going to be focused south of I-81. So if you live in Gettysburg, York, Lancaster, you have the best shot of maybe racking up a few inches from this storm. Look at this, Hanover, huge flakes coming down right now. Our southern tier just really getting hammered here over the last 1 to 2 hours. And you can see even the main roads are covered. And this is why we are stressing, if you don't have to be out on the roads in the next 2 hours, really just try to wait. We have snow and then some ice on top of that, and now we're starting to add more snow on top of that. So we're getting now many different layers on the ground. So it is very slippery out there. What looks like is snow cover could very well be a sheet of ice. It's a bit of a mess out there. We have some rain for Harrisburg and points east, even a little bit of sleet being reported along I-83. Meanwhile, you had west of Route 15, already steady snow. Of course, round number 2 could be an even bigger deal as we head into tomorrow. We're going to break down that forecast hour by hour for you. It's unbelievable. Last Saturday, remember last Saturday, single digits.
Freezing, yes.
And yesterday we were in the 60s. Today we're starting out in the 50s. It feels like spring.
The thing that's kind of been saving us, it's not just how quiet it's been, but the overall weather pattern has not really favored these storms getting close to the East Coast, at least not right now.
This is going to have a wintry component to it because there's going to be cold air to work with. This area of high pressure that you see just off to the north, that's going to supply the cold air. As Brett mentioned, likely not widespread issues this morning, but all it takes is a little bit of ice to create some problems. So still use caution out there. It did bump up our totals a little bit, just accounting for those heavy snowfall rates here over the next several hours. So there's the back edge of the rain, pretty much about to move through downtown Pittsburgh. Still watching some steadier pockets of rain to the south and east, especially over parts of Fayette County. So to the east of Uniontown, down closer to Preston County, West Virginia, and into Garrett County, Maryland. We have seen the heavy rainfall rates pick up. People are taking it slow, as they should. We have seen some ponding of water on the roads, especially in these low-lying areas, and those are going to be the first areas to flood. You know, we've already picked up in many places 1, 2, perhaps even over 2 inches of rain. November was a chilly month, and we're starting December off on the seasonably chilly side, but that's going to change over the next couple of weeks. A pattern flip is going to take place in mid-December, and that means most of the cold air gets sent to our west. The cold front is not all that far away. It's pushing through Michigan right now. And this is the game changer. We're going to go from 60s today, then eventually down into the lower half of the 40s for high temperatures by Tuesday and Wednesday. But notice as we head closer to 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, that's when the steadier showers move through. And I do expect some gusty winds here. It is heading into western York County, so Spring Grove, East Berlin, just before midnight. Hanover, you'll be getting the worst of this as we head over the next 10 or 15 minutes. So mainly heavy rain and lightning with this. We've got some time, and I like to tell people this time of the year, in about 3 months from now, we'll be begging for this kind of weather.
I know, it's so true.
So let's soak it in while we can.
Definitely, thanks, Adam.
Yep. So rainfall, I expect, well, 3 to 6 inches for most of us, but there will be locally higher amounts in those heavier rain bands. What is a guarantee is that the humidity is going to go up. Check this out. Over the next 7 days, today is pretty much it when it comes to the comfortable conditions. Any additional rain as the evening goes on is not going to help with this. So we just showed you the accumulated rainfall. Some places, at least according to radar estimates, over 4, even 5 inches of rain. We're starting to see all sorts of storms pop up here. Some in Juniata County, some even down toward western Perry County. But the severe warned storm is this one that's just to the north of Lewistown. So that one has been pretty impressive here over the last 20 minutes, even establishing a bit of a hook-like structure to it, suggesting even some weak rotation in it. This isn't an environment where we expect tornadoes, but damaging wind gusts again are possible as these storms flare up. Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Juklo with you, and we have to break into program again because we do have an active tornado warning in the viewing area right now. This is for southern York County. This is an area that we've been watching now for the last hour or so as we've had some rotating thunderstorms moving out of northern Maryland. It has been cold the last several weeks, and we're seeing the most amount of ice on the Susquehanna right now that we have seen in the last few years. So could the warmer weather today and tomorrow, along with the rain, have a negative impact, lead to some ice jams or river flooding? Well, I spoke to the National Weather Service in State College today, and they're not too concerned. In fact, this could actually be beneficial for us to break up the ice a bit, get things moving along, and preventing a buildup for something potentially worse later on. The ice right now just not thick enough for major problems, and we're not forecasting that heavy rain that leads to flooding. Right now, forecasting anywhere between about 1 and 2 inches of rain. We don't start to get really worried until we see those rainfall amounts over 2.5 inches. Now, with that said, the Susquehanna River at Harrisburg will be rising through this weekend, getting up to around 6 or 7 feet by Saturday. Still well below flood stage and action stage, but the Conner-the-Winnet Creek at Hoagstown and Soterra Creek in Hershey will be rising above action stage, but still staying below minor flood stage this weekend. So even though we're not expecting flooding with this event, we do expect more cold air this weekend, so more ice buildups later this month. And it's just something to keep an eye on as we head throughout February and into early spring. Reporting along the Susquehanna River, I'm meteorologist Juklo. Back to you. What a story that is. An old man winter taking a break now because we're going to finish off the year on the mild and also damp side. We're watching some of that rain fall here near Route 28. You can see some of that limited visibility in the background. So we got some damp roads out there. Overall, though, nothing too terribly heavy, but some of the steadier rain that we've seen this morning is moving through parts of the area right now. I mentioned it is mild. Temperatures in the 50s, and they have held here really all night long. Yesterday, we made it into the mid 60s. 64 degrees was the official high. And the only thing that will prevent us from getting there today is the clouds and rain. So we'll only rise a couple more degrees from where we are right now, but that is still way, way above average for this time of the year. We're watching that rainfall, and you can see the steadiest now does extend down into parts of Allegheny County. So if you're watching us from Butler County, we've got some more moderate rain now falling, stretching down to Hampton, Shaler, Fox Chapel, and that's even going to be moving out toward Monroeville and Murraysville here shortly. But there is a break showing up once you head west of Washington and Burgettstown. So that's what I mean. As we get closer to midday, we should continue to see breaks in the rain. We've got some light showers out there right now over eastern Washington County near California, extending into parts of Westmoreland County as well. So rain chances are actually going to go down here as we head over the next few hours. Still some possible light showers through the afternoon, but I think it's the late afternoon and early evening when we start to see a better chance for some showers as the actual cold front swings on through. But the good news is once we head past about 7, 8 o'clock, most, if not all, the rain will have shut off. So here's 10 a.m. this morning on our storm tracker. And again, you can see the steadiest showers. Pittsburgh points north. And then as we head closer to 11:30 and noon, we start to see some breaks. The rain scatters out. It lightens up. But notice it starts to come back again as we head toward the late afternoon and evening. I'm talking especially between about 4 and let's say 6, 7 o'clock. But the back edge of this rain is not going to be far away. So once we push past about 7:38, most of the rain will be limited to the lower highlands. And shortly after that, the rain will be well east of our area. So by midnight tonight, we're left with mainly just cloud cover. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, not too bad at all. Tomorrow looks dry, but we will be cloudy and maybe just a passing sprinkle or flurry up along I-80 with our next disturbance. High temperatures today, again, just a few degrees above where we are right now. So 56 in Pittsburgh, close to 60 in Greensburg. Somerset will top out in the low 50s. So here is how New Year's Eve breaks down. 48 degrees at 10 o'clock. Again, there could be a little patchy drizzle left over in spots, but as we approach midnight, we should all be dry with temperatures falling into the mid 40s. And again, it will be mild. Even though overnight we're going to dip into the upper 30s, that is still well above average for this time of the year. And same with tomorrow, 50 degrees, so not as warm as today, but over 10 degrees above average, just some light wind. So that's the one issue, is we're not really going to lose the cloud cover here over the next several days. It will be a dreary stretch. So if you're trying to take a walk tomorrow, spend some time outside, well, it's going to be warm enough. The only thing is we're not really going to see much sunshine with temperatures near 50 degrees. And hey, if you love the warm weather, look at this. 64 is what we're going with on Tuesday, and the record high is 65. Back in 1907. So yeah, we're going to get close to a record high again next week. But with the warm air, still keeping some showers in the forecast, especially late next Tuesday into Wednesday. After next Wednesday is when Old Man Winter comes back.